Well, Ron used to do that, didn't he? Oh, trying to make a little bit of money to pay the bill.
That's not easy because Dad and Grandpa also do that too.
South Point Hall of Fame.
Yes, yes.
So when you get old, they don't know what to do with you. They just shove you in there. Yeah. I'll forget that old card. You remember him?
That's nice. One of this batch separate from, since it was last week.
Yeah, I think so. Do you want
Oh,
that?
yes, please. Thank you. I'll get them scanned and sent to you then. Yes. There should be a resolution in there too from last week. The vacate.
Right.
Yeah, so no, I do.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Sorry. All right. Good morning, everybody. Martin, you want to go ahead and come up, or Billy, whoever, talk about the semi purchase? Whatever we want.
Billy Hemming, the county fleet manager. So we've got a semi that's the engine getting bad, getting weak in it, starting to smoke pretty good, and we were wondering if we could purchase a replacement truck for it. The current one is we bought it in 2019 for 30,000, and we average about 12 to 15,000 miles a year on it, down some gravel, bouncing around the gravel roads, all of that. So it really hasn't, we've made our money on it, on keeping it. We got time to upgrade to a better one.
How long ago was that other one purchased?
2019.
2019, so that's kind of of course, you're buying it used.
Yeah, it had about 650,000 on it when we bought it,
Okay.
and it's around 750 now. We've got our use out of it. They really save our dump trucks by using the semis to haul the gravel. They get about the same fuel mileage, and they haul more.
And do you guys get those out of do they use their own fund, or do they use the equipment fund to purchase something like
It'll
that?
be out of the special machinery fund.
We had that on the capital plan for 27, so we even factored in with the 27 budget we already had, that we knew these were aging out. So we do have it considered for the 27 budget. It's just a little bit earlier, so it's really doesn't change the funding, it just changes the year, it moved it up a little bit. So but we were prepared knowing something was going to be coming in the next couple of years.
Typically, there's probably not a lot of semis out there that fit that. I mean, it's not like every week you see one.
Looking as far as Houston, Kansas City, there's not a lot. The Chuck Acres close range, there's not a lot right here, but we can still find quite a few of them. I think Billy has.
Yeah, about 2019 to 2021 is for around 50 to 65,000. It's kind of what we found, and those have around 300 to 400,000 miles on them. So we should get 7-8 years out of them again.
And you gave the mileage, but what was the mileage on the one you're considering?
About 750,000.
Mhm.
It's not our mileage that does them doing
It's the-
12,000 a year, you know.
It's the bouncing down the gravel roads, and
And eating
it's
all
a
that
severe
dust.
duty. Yeah.
Engine eats a lot of dirt, you know, I mean, change the filters regularly, or blow them out, keep them clean, but
I'll attest to that. We use a Peterbilt to go pick up equipment and have a machine. I mean, we rebuilt that engine out how many times, so a lot. So I think we just replaced the block.
But speaking of that, we could rebuild. Our problem lies is it's the time of year where that semi needs to be out running in our workforce. You know, where it's time where we're setting the dump trucks and using the belly dumps, and that we use that as our creator to make our dump trucks last years longer.
We'll run we've got 4 semis now, and we'll run 3 of them nonstop starting about September 1st through November, hauling rock
Up to
to
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
I spoke with you this morning a little bit about it, and I think it makes sense to get you a replacement so we can keep running, but I don't know that we need to just sell this for scrap. Personally, I'd like to see us rebuild it. That way we have a
And we,
loaner
Yeah,
around. And I don't think you're gonna spend a whole lot of money rebuilding it ourselves.
No,
Put a out of frame in there and
Yeah.
build the transmission.
yeah, maybe 9,000.
That's what I figured. That's a lot cheaper than 70 grand.
Yeah.
very good.
And then you got a replacement if we ever have this
Already
issue again.
together. So, yeah, because we've got two more that are about the same
Same
mileage that
age.
are working on their way too, so. By the time we about get this one done, then one of them might be.
Might be
ready to
gone.
replace to do the same thing too.
I do want to say the other thing we did, it had the bad engine, on it. That one did, but our blue one had a transmission problem. So we have already taken the transmission from the one we're trying to replace. We're putting it in the blue one as we speak.
Yeah,
So
it'll be running this afternoon, so we can keep them moving, because
Yep.
So when we rebuild the engine, we will have to do transmission too, but yeah.
that's in that, that 8,000, I think is.
Yeah, that's still in that cost.
In my opinion, that's cheaper than buying another, even a
Yeah.
used semi.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not cheap.
and you know what you got.
Well, that's a good point.
I mean, here we gotta go look at two or three that you never know really what you're gonna get.
That's a good point.
You can only look them over so much.
So what the other guy did to
Yeah,
it, more or less.
So Marcus, did that, we strike that amount out of the 2027 budget, or we need that in there just for maintenance and
Well, so
the other?
the way it works with the special machinery fund, there's like, it's right now, once we transfer those funds over, we're gonna be looking somewhere around 1.7 million. And so when we ran over the capital plan, I showed the ending balance roughly estimated for the end of 27. This ultimately will keep us exactly where we still were planning roughly with those estimates. I think I put that since we basically eliminated the transfers to the special machinery fund for 27, it's going to put us that we'd be planning to end the year somewhere around 1.4 million. So that's still roughly what we would be planning for in the end of 27 at this point. And that was penciling in, I think we had $100,000 in there, which we knew it would be high, but we wanted to make sure that we were prepared for the purchase. I think they're looking at things that would be lower cost than that at this time. So that there should even be a little bit of flexibility in that number, depending on what kind of cost we get for this used. So
I believe we said 80 grand as a number in the capital outlay would be replacement.
Yeah.
So set it, not knowing what couple of years
What
the
the
price
market
change
will
and what the
do.
market does, but I believe Billy's, pull up multiple ones under the 65,000. Most of them at 55.
I'm good with what your proposal is.
I'm too.
The deal is when it's used and we make a deal, we gotta be able to make the deal or it gets sold out from
Sure.
underneath and stuff.
You need the authority.
We did it once before, I think, I was while you were here, Lynn, we agreed to buy one from Chuck Henry and
It was gone that
we drove over
afternoon.
there and it was sold. Well, I sold that one. You didn't call me back soon enough. Oh, yeah. And we talked about, could we hold up for 1,000 and used trucks? He didn't do it that way, could he put a hold on it and tell me like that?
If you have a buyer, you've got to.
You gotta take, that's what I said, he had somebody come
And
and
there's-
wrote a check and.
they're not the only one. There's enough of a market that if you call someone, you gotta better go look at it that day.
And go find out.
Figure it
what's
out.
there.
You just want to add this to the agenda for today? Lynn?
Yes.
Okay. We'll go ahead and add it, guys. Thank you.
Real quick, Marcus, and Mark, while you're here, so the 1.4 million, what would be some other things we'd anticipate we might need that for in the
So
next few years ahead?
on the special machinery, there's a sign truck that they're looking at for 2027, and we have penciled in at $150,000 on that. I think it's still, I started to get quotes.
No.
That yet. So that's just we're plugging in that number so that we're prepared for that, but I think we anticipate that it would be less than that number. And really outside of that, because we are now on the fleet management program with Enterprise, we don't have a lot of large purchases upcoming for 2027. They reviewed a lot of their equipment, and we're trying to see if we can defer that out into future years at this point. And the semi was one of those that we knew it was one of the more pressing ones, so that's the one that was still landing in the 2027 timeframe. And unfortunately, the life of it ended even shorter than we expected. But the other items that right now are out like 2028 timeframe that sometimes like this could move forward if something were to break down. We have a grader that's listed on there that we're just keeping an eye on right now. I've got it penciled in at 2025. We have an excavator that we've kind of continuously each year we look at and see how many years we can get back out of that. And it's right now we have that penciled in at 2028. All of those are obviously just hoping year by year. Yeah, we have to continue to watch it. They do great maintenance on it and try to get as many years as they can out of it. So.
Well, on the flip side of that, if you don't set the money aside and then something comes up, then you've got the criticism or concern like, well, why didn't you think of that possibility? So, I mean, you have to build those things into the budget to.
Need a little fluidity with it, so.
Because there could be some unexpected things or.
And those are the types of items that are, obviously when they do come up, the grader could be anywhere up to $225,000. You'd be looking at $350,000 for an excavator. So when we talk about 1.3, 1.4 million, we're talking about very large purchases when something comes up. So we have to make sure that we have some reserves available, and especially in the highway machinery, just because those purchases are always pretty significant.
And I do appreciate the work you folks do out there as far as a lot of the maintenance and some of the repairs and, a lot of things you do in-house, and that saves time, but also it does save some money. And
some of the.
So it's good you're on top of it.
Shop rates are pretty ridiculous.
Well, and if you have to drive to Wichita to leave something,
Yeah.
That's true. And the bad thing is, the last time we took a blade, took it to,
Somewhere it was.
Months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we got.
they got on their schedule, which was sure not on our schedule. We were without that fourth blade for months. So we like to do it in-house if at all possible.
Even if it takes us a little longer, we found that we're better to
We're still,
try to get it done ourselves just for timely sakes.
Yeah.
When you still know what was done.
and we also know what's been done to it. We're a little disappointed in them when they put the rebuild engine in the last one. They didn't change the belts out, and so we're out there getting rid of the belts. For what was the cost of it?
Yeah, like 29 or.
$29,000.
Let's say 20.
We didn't even get new belts with it. Well, come on. At least when we're tearing something down, that's part of the things that you would normally, while we're in there, let's put them on there.
And, when you go to Wichita, for example, I mean, all of their customers are like, we really need it now.
Yeah.
We need it. And, so it really doesn't move you up in the line
Nope.
too much. So.
So we were at 1.7, we're going to 1.4. Is that, we're not, hopefully we don't continue that trend, I hope.
That would not be our plan,
That
but
would not be optimal,
Yes.
I guess.
we want to still try to do a
And
transfer.
I'm not saying we need more in there, I'm just saying we don't want to deplete it either, right?
We're down to $100,000 transfer, say. I'd like to see that be closer to 300
Yep.
in the future years.
It needs to be really,
Yep.
And those are some of the cuts we're making, really.
That was part of the cuts. I think we were penciled in for 400.
mhm.
We dropped to 100 this year and push things out if we can. But I do want to say, no matter what we put in there, we have always worked to keep it another year if it's still usable. Because, like I say, it's hard to justify when it's going to be the end of a piece of equipment's life sometimes. I don't like just going on, every 10 years, we're going to replace something.
Right.
If it's still working fine, it's in good shape, we're going to keep it as long as we're running it and everybody lets us.
Yeah.
Them trucks don't fix it.
That's right, yes.
That grader's 24 years old this year, be 25 years old next year, you know, as long as it's doing its job and the power's there. Let's hang on to it, so. But when it's the other way, we also need to have the money there to make that jump when we finally hit the end of its life.
I think they've worked very hard to get us a fleet and a list of equipment that actually is in good working condition or repairable if need be, and it's taken care of, and that's important too, especially for the type of equipment we're dealing with, so.
I know I see our dump trucks and semis running around. They look pretty good.
Yeah, I've challenged.
Pretty
you to
clean.
Pick out my two oldest ones.
Yeah,
If you saw them at 50 yards,
Yeah.
you can't read the air. You tell me
Well, no.
they all look.
50 yards might be kind of hard to slide.
no, it is.
Thank you for that.
Oh, they do. They're good. They look good.
And I do hear, get good feedback as far as the condition of our roads, county roads, and you know, people travel in other counties and they travel in other states, and that's good to hear good reports like that and positive comments.
I told Janelle this. I'll bring it up since we're complimenting you. I have a guy who works for me. He used to work for Branson. No, I'm sorry, NDOT. And he goes, I said, what do you think about our highway here? And he goes, I'm surprised it's that good for the equipment you used to build it. He goes, this is a pretty good road, man. And I was like, all right, all right. So anyway, here's your MDOT feedback. I don't know if that helps you at all, but
It's a good job.
Yeah, so show up to work early tomorrow and
Yeah, there you go.
work late. Remember the compliment.
We've about worn out and we jumped it in this heat to 6 in the morning
mm-hmm.
to start. And I think they're about to the point now, okay, I'll deal with the heat. Give me another hour of sleep, so next week we're gonna go back to 7 o'clock.
We have a similar
Well,
deal
that's
going
not
on in
right.
our fab shop.
Yeah, well, it makes sense, but
They love, yeah, well, they come in at 4:30,
Yeah.
a little earlier, but they gotta leave at 2 too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some guys, it's
it works.
a hard time to get up and go to work.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it sounds like commissioners are fine. We're gonna add it to the agenda, guys, so I appreciate you guys coming in. We had another piece here.
They don't need to be here for that necessarily. I mean, we've got.
no, yeah,
On the,
yeah, we're gonna go into that. Yeah.
Let's get into your bid, yeah.
So we had a bid opening on Tuesday afternoon for the 1060 1900 Avenue Bridge, which is this truss bridge right here. So for replacement. Now, just as a reminder, we applied for the cost share through KDOT 2.5, 3 years ago, probably.
early 2020.
Right, so to help pay for that, and this is what the bids came in at, so, and there is an alternate.
Then I also see, in addition, notice of award.
So if you would like to go ahead and proceed, we can do that this week, or we can put it on the agenda for next week. So I just wanted to give you that option if that's something you want to do, so, but these are bigger numbers, so I thought maybe we'd spend a little time on that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes, so,
Not much. Well, King came in pretty good.
yes, they did.
You know, they were just a hair under the engineer's ass toll. You know, for the toll job. But,
I mean, I'm just glancing at the bottom number, but are there other considerations you'd want to bring up as far as?
no, I really like the King guy.
Yes.
Okay, they built the one on 1900 over Turkey Creek, or Holland Creek, out here between Eden and Fair, years ago for us. That was the one that they did actual ribbon cutting on, but they're a really good company. We were super pleased that them and Bridges Inc. both got in on the bid. You know, they're a lot bigger company.
Right.
Say Reese and Everts and the only other surprise was Wildcat. I don't remember the last time they bid.
It's been-
Work in forever.
It's been quite a while, so we were pleasantly surprised also to have 5 bids.
Yes,
We had 13 people or 13 companies that inquired.
you know, they drew plans to look at it.
Right.
some surprises with L and M, who's working on 1100, did not put in a bid. So it's a workload thing for contractors too. So I'm assuming L and M had plenty to do next year. Get on, it's something that the commission already agreed. We agreed to KDOT to take funding, and this is just actually proceeding from 2024.
Well, how big of a match is it? Or 90?
No, this is, they've set an amount of money, 340,000.
Right.
And that's how much they'll give us.
Okay.
So everything above that is on it.
Anything above
About $1 million.
Right, so you do it as the pay comes in, up until that 1.34 million is spent, we pay 10% of every bill until they've spent their 1.34, and then from there on, it's 100% ours. So,
Yeah, I mean, normally it is a 90-10 match, but they have a cap that they put on that, so.
If, excuse me, if you accept the bid, what's the timeline look like?
okay, so if we accept the bid, it will take the next 3 months to buy the right of way, get the utilities moved, maybe 4 months. We got some utility things to do. And I would say actual construction would start early in 2027 or spring of 2027. They want to get at it.
Does this include land acquisition? Does this include land?
That's on us.
That's on us.
Yeah, the right
But
of way purchase is
the
on
whole
us.
purchase of land is one owner, a little over 2 acres.
Okay.
That's
So it's,
that's what
okay.
that- so it's not a huge amount. Even if land goes up to $5 grand, we're still talking getting in for 10, 11,000, you know.
That was my, I didn't.
Yeah, and I think it will come in where 12,000 will cover it and both appraisers and all that for the 2 acres. And they only have to look at one piece of land.
So, and since this is still a KDOT project, or we were receiving KDOT money, we still have to follow their specs and guidelines to get 2 appraisers to come in and give us an estimate on that and that whole process there that we have to walk through, so.
But you also want to look at the chances, and they're getting a lot harder and harder to get 1.3 million out of the funding, you know, so.
How many utility companies are we going to deal with?
I believe the only one that's a major concern is AT&T.
Oh,
Now, the fire company, they've got 9 poles they're gonna have to move. We believe they're in our right of way. The rules state as of today, they have to move it because they're in our right of way. You know, I think they're gonna argue that point. You know, they're trying to get a law up to the state and pass. The utility companies are that in our right of way or not, who's ever improving has to pay for utility moves. That is one I want to see.
We have,
Shut down.
yeah,
When it hits.
that would be very expensive. Because that means anytime he replaces a structure or anything like that, or builds a bridge, we're gonna have to pay to have whatever utilities moved, so.
I mean, right now, so when we're building Mark's build one of our bridges or Darren, power company comes out on their own dime and leans the poles back, or sets them back for us. And then when we get the bridge built, they put them back where they want them and nothing is charged. But there is a group in the utility industry that are trying to say that that's not fair to them. But you gotta look at it this way, how much are they paying us rent to set in our right?
Right.
Okay.
They're not paying any.
If that went that way, then I'd want $50 a pole every year.
We don't get franchise fees.
Like in the cities.
Cities get franchise fees. I take that back. We do get a small amount for dispatch,
Oh,
but that's it.
But usually on the franchise fees, the utility will make a note that this particular charge per customer is going to
Yes.
the city for their franchise fee. So, I mean, it's kind of a.
But as it stands now, if
As long as
you're
it
in
gets
our right of
collected.
way, you're supposed to move for free for us, So the utilities slow up the jobs, what I'm getting at.
Mhm.
Sometimes they're able to get right at it and get them moved. And so forth and so on. But to get them moved also, we have to get the right of way bought first. So that will be, once the approval's done, that'll be the next direction that Billy and I and Shallow will go. Is buying the right. Look to be, see the bridge starting and building in 2027.
That's a 200-foot bridge, so I forget how many days, 180 days?
180.
180 days, yeah.
So can we put this on the agenda, or do you need to gather more information as far as?
I am quite fine if you put it on next.
Next week on the 6th.
Yeah.
But I guess the question we have is, do you want to just go with the base bid or the alternate? So let's talk about the alternate just a minute, if you don't mind.
Sure. So my suggestion is on the alternate is that we don't do it and we leave the road gravel for now and cut that 207,000 off the total bid. And we go with the 2,010,000 and just do the bridge and not lay all the asphalt yet, because the project would only cover so far and on each side of the bridge, and it would leave me with pavement coming off 1900, gravel, pavement, gravel. And that is more of a concern to me because we wouldn't be able to afford to pave the rest of it yet. I wholly believe that in the future, somewhere down there, they need to look at paving the whole 2 miles. But do that project as a project itself and not add asphalt to this bridge.
So here's the bridge back here. I mean, if we do the alternate, the asphalt would go to what, about, is that where that?
So you're sitting up here somewhere with this asphalt, somewhere right out here.
Yeah,
So I say that's money not worth spending. The reason it's so high, it would be 8 inches thick of asphalt, because when you lay a new road, you gotta start and build the whole road up in KDOT specs. So I say we just leave it as gravel. I'll go out after the bridge is built and we'll put 20 feet of asphalt to protect the edge of the concrete so the blade man's not beating it.
That's what I was wondering, is if we're gonna have a little dip,
We-
eventually they hit that bridge and they
After
always
they
come.
complete their job, when we would go out, remove a load of gravel, open it up, and we would lay a small strip of asphalt, just so you're hitting asphalt that is smooth and not the edge of the bridge. Yes. But I think it'd be a whole lot better to let us do that. And then on the other hand, I don't believe we should spend that $200,000 to put the payment down. That's a lot. So I think down the road, we'll come up with a better plan.
and these dollars that we'll have to spend will come out of the sales tax dollars for highway.
Push come to shove, could we asphalt that ourselves one day?
Yeah. The only thing that we would probably do
I'm just
down the
asking,
house
I'm just
is shoot
asking a
the,
question.
shoot the exact grade. We hire a surveyor to give us the slope and so we could shape the gravel road. Yeah, we're quite capable of packing the base and building a road. But, we would have to contract out designing our road in surveying.
Sure.
But, yeah, I would think it would be something we could work in ourselves.
What I'm hearing is you'd like us to go for the base bid
For the base.
and then probably award it to,
To King,
To King Construction.
Yeah, we're King Construction.
they are the low bidder.
Yes, and
And
also a little better and also a very good company.
even with the alternate off there,
And take the alternate.
a little bit off under.
that base bid on project summary.
Yeah, this is what our engineer came up with, that he was estimating the cost.
Commissioners, any more questions? I think we'll talk about it more when we vote, but,
We'll just add it to the agenda next week, if you're good with that.
Okay.
Yep. I just want to give you an option in case you want to go quicker.
you know me. Saving money.
Outside. Merle passed away yesterday.
Oh, no.
Off of Center Township. Yes. So,
That was unexpected, wasn't it?
yes, yeah, his daughter finally, when he didn't answer the phone, had a wellness check and they found him at the farm, so. Didn't want to go without telling everybody.
Thank
Sorry
you.
to hear that.
That's it.
Thank you.
See you.
Have a great day, guys.
So you get to sleep in an hour next week.
Oh, yeah. Updates are so thrilling.
Come on up, Marcia. Good morning.
Morning. Marcia Schneider, HR Director. Up through July, we've had 22 changes. We've had 15 new hires or 16 new hires. And currently the open positions we have are 7. We have 2 in dispatch. I'm happy to report that dispatch is finally close to being fully staffed. Through the budget process, we've had many discussions about if we can take away a couple of those positions in there, and Amber has given out 2 budgeted positions. So for the remainder of this year and then 27, 2 positions have been gone. We've hired she's hired 1 person that had some previous experience from a different agency in another state. So we're excited about that. And then on the 10th, another one that has previous experience at KHP is starting. So that's exciting. And then that would leave her with just 1 open position where a PRN is discussing coming back full time. So she's gone through a lot since she started here, and I'm just thankful that to her commitment and dedication and her vision for that department. There's been a lot of challenges that she's had to work through, and she's done a great job doing the right things and sticking through it. The jail has 2 open positions. One is in the hiring process, so I anticipate he's going to be hired here in the next few weeks. And so that would leave them with 1, and I know they're interviewing others. EMS had an EMT or a paramedic position open. The health department is still looking for an RN or an LPN for that maternal child health / immunization nurse. And then Road and Bridge is down 1 equipment operator at this time. In the appraiser's office, the personal property / admin assistant resigned this month. And through, again, the budget process and discussions and the removal of some of the personal property duties that the state took away, we are not going to fill that position, and the others in that department are taking on those duties that she would have had. So there's another position that we've eliminated. Last week we did some harassment training with Forest Roads. We only have to pay his mileage because he's through K-Camp, and so we get that benefit of being with K-Camp, so that's a good thing. And speaking of Forest, when I get out of here, I'm going to go join a webinar that K-Camp is putting on, that he's presenting wage and hour requirements webinar. So that'll be some good refresher information for me. And unemployment claims year to date is 2. I've had 2 FMLA cases and 3 work call so far this year. So, you have any questions for me?
How is everybody reacting, I guess, to some of the staff cuts? Or
Some are taking it well, some others aren't, but we just have to do a good job of communicating why we're doing it. The why, I think if people understand the why behind it, they're okay with it. So it just comes down to reassuring them that, if we're all doing our jobs, you're going to be okay. Yeah.
And basically it's through attrition. I mean,
Yeah, it's through attrition. We're
so
not
it's not something
firing people and eliminating through precision. It's just dispatch. Those positions have been open, and then we're just not filling the one that has left. So we have not fired anyone to reduce staff.
And, obviously there may be some people that leave a position and it's one that is at such a level that it will be replaced. I mean,
Right, exactly.
so, I mean, that's your,
Right,
Janelle, to kind of deal with some of that.
yes,
But I'm sure staff understands that. And
yes. Yeah. Janelle does a good job communicating with the department managers, and then they communicate with their staff too. And we always have an open door. If they have questions, they can come and talk to us.
It's not just me, so
Yeah.
it's all of us that we speak regularly, and I think that's an important thing. Yeah, so.
anything else of note? Okay. Pretty pretty good.
because you'll see me in 2 weeks.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I gotta save a little for next time.
Everything worked well for closing a little bit early so they could participate in the parade if they chose to, or had animals get ready, or.
So thank you.
Yeah, and I think we had several that participated in the parade with the sheriff's office or had 4-Hers in there. You know, the sheriff's office also walked in the parade, so those poor guys.
in your uniform?
Yeah,
Oh, my Lord.
yes, yes.
That's
Yeah.
probably nice and hot.
Yeah, I know that we talked about having some other items in there, but EMS, they have been slammed, especially the last few months. They are constantly running. We have oftentimes 5 of them out running, so a lot of things going on there.
I was thinking about that last night when I saw our EMS at the rodeo.
Yep, they're there for
Man,
standby.
there.
Yep.
Yeah, I wonder if they got called. I didn't see, but I did see a fire truck get called out right as I was leaving the rodeo.
Yes, yes, yeah.
No, I think they had to help the first cowboy on Tuesday night, the very first guy out of the gate.
Mhm.
Got slapped in the head, so.
There was one, the bull stepped right on his calf, and I just kept thinking about it, thinking, I wonder if he's bleeding like this.
Mhm.
He was limping. Anyway,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Well, you're right. It was a short and sweet study session. Do you have any
Yeah.
questions on anything that's on the agenda? I mean, if you have questions on the resolution for the moratorium or surplus property, I can ask Tim to come up if you have anything that you want to go over. We kind of went through that last week, and then we do have the bed and breakfast that he talked about last week, the generator purchase, and then obviously the semis. So.
I really do not, but looking at you guys, I don't have, no. We've talked through the moratorium. I think we are all pretty resolute on what we're wanting to do, so
Mhm.
it looks like they delivered kind of what we were asking, so I don't see any issues there anyway.
Okay.
I don't know about my fellow commissioners, but
And then also during the meeting, if you like, Jennifer can probably give us a report on advanced voting. Yeah. Because I think that would be important.
are you wanting to make a public comment today?
No, sir, I'm just here for the VRBO bed and breakfast
Okay, perfect.
property, so
We're a little early.
Yeah.
That's okay.
rather early than late.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
good philosophy.
So we'll come back and meet at 11 o'clock, and then that will be in the agenda of 10, 15 minutes into it. So you'd want to be sure to be here at least at 11.
Otherwise, unless we have anything else, let's go ahead and recess, and we'll resume back at 11 a.m. for our regular meeting time, guys. This is probably the longest one we've ever
I
decided.
really thought some of these things would take longer, so.
Well, we talked about the bridge before, so
The semi I figured would be quite a few questions, but.
that makes sense. Okay, let's reset.
if you're a resident or not.
Really?
You gotta Put in,
You can't even get an LOP, landowner permit.
no,
Really?
they don't do land on.
Population must, to a point they don't like, huh?
They just try to manage it a little different, you know, like I said, they allow so many tags to residents and. What's it? 30%.
But it's still a lottery, huh?
You have to reapply every year.
Yes.
Which we do too.
You buy a new license every year, reapply every year. But like here, you know, my dad owns property and we can put in, get a tag and on his land.
I was gonna say, you can get an LOP in Kansas too.
Yeah. He's got acres all
And you
that.
can lease them out too. I don't know if you do that.
He doesn't, he's kind of stingy, so he just keeps them in the family.
Yeah, I do too.
Alright, so we take turns. I think the last time I came out was 2020. Shot and got the deer tag in the deer.
Our chat bot is live now on the county's website, so you can type in a question and it'll pop up with some information.
Cool.
So, you know, I just heard the first guy out that she got an injury, so what happened to him?
Why don't you
We
say?
go up to the Blue Mountains up in
He
Oregon,
was up and about.
east side of Oregon, over kind of by Pendleton a little bit, but not really, but
But still, it's an up.
beautiful country, different up though.
Well.
They're just Rocky Mountain, but
This is true too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was bleeding.
Was he bleeding? Okay, you were there, you got to see it, okay, so yeah,
He was around and got.
blood coming up, yeah, which would, head wound, yeah, definitely makes sense, so. Yeah, a little scary, yeah.
But when we don't get drawn, we volunteer. So Arizona Mule Deer Organization puts on junior hunting camps all over the state. So they have junior tags where the juniors get a hunt before anybody else hunts. Like they'll get picked for a unit and they can shoot any antler deer. So they can shoot a whitetail or a mule deer.
we got the same idea.
They get companion tags and they can get a javelin also.
Here in Kansas though, you can get a buck and I think up to 4 doe a year if you want, which I do, but
And so back there, when we don't get drawn, I just tell Terry Herndon, who runs that organization, hey, we'll show up. We usually take kids out. A lot of them have a fun time shooting, a lot of them can't shoot, so. The kid we took last year, I think he got 27 opportunities and missed every one.
sounds like my brother.
We showed now.
I joke, we kid around with my brother, but we stalk and hunt or sit and hunt. You can do that in Oregon. And whenever he sees an elk, you'll hear about 6 or 7 shots coming out. Did you get it? Good Lord. It's 200 yards away. Figure it out, dude.
When I was younger, we were out in Colorado, of course, it's for trout. And we were out there on the lake trolling. And we're in the running thing going on, you know, who's gonna catch the best first fish, and
Yeah.
you know, catch first trout and all that. Anyway, I snagged the first one, and so it's like, you know, I'm first. And I brought it in and somehow I'd hooked it on the tail. They're like, okay, that doesn't count. No, we got it in the boat.
No, man, that's good fishing.
Yeah.
You're hooking them in the body, you're pulling right.
Yeah.
I love it up there. We're spoiled though. So his ranch sits on a migratory route. And it's right before coming into the Blue Mountains, and we sit up on the edge of the reserve. Or the preserve. And it's good hunting. Really good hunting. Couple switchbacks in there we go sit on. There'll be like a 500-foot, 700-foot elevation, and then it's just valley around it. You couldn't ask for it better. You know, a little shooting rook.
I like Arizona, a lot of big mountains, so.
I want to go down there
You gotta
bad.
do a little hiking, you know, quarter mile to up to 4 miles to get up to a good spot, you know. Got some good optics.
You guys mule in or you got roads going in?
Oh, most of the time usually hike, but you know, I got horses too, so.
We got a couple mules we use when we did, we don't anymore, but when we went to Colorado all the time. Packing up in there about 20, 30 miles in.
There's a
Colorado's a whole different level, I'll tell you what.
area across the street from where I live, because I live in a rural area, I'm off grid. And it burned like 15 years ago, so they closed it. You still drive in there, so. I hiked my oldest daughter in there 3 years ago. She had a mule deer tag. About 6 miles, we hiked in. Sat down. Deer came into the dirt tank. She got her deer. Then I called my son and said, hey, bring my horse, my saddle, and get my other horse with pack bags. And I'm here, send him a pin. And he just rode in and picked us up.
Deer ain't so bad, but an elk, a little bit different conversation.
Right.
We quartered out and boned one out that was stuck in there. We walked 10 miles, packed it out 10 miles. That was,
Little hike.
well, they got a wood in Colorado. Imagine packing 200 pounds of meat out in Colorado, going up 2,000 feet elevation. Ooh, you'd be burning.
My son guides part-time. They have hunted this last season on the late hunt. We had seven bull elk hunters and they hiked into Hellgate Wilderness, which it's got its name for a reason. And everybody killed bulls, so 4 miles in.
Wolves, are the wolves bad down there?
What's that?
Are the wolves down there?
No, well, there's some, but just a few migrating in. They're on the blue and they're farther up
So
north.
where we hunt, the ranger talks to us every year, and 2 years ago, he removed, I think, 16 cats and like 20 wolves. And so that year before they did that, is when we packed that elk out and camped.
Try seeing it all northern.
What could be a little bit.
They gotta be packing that sidearm.
You do. We'll shoot the line. I don't know if you do, they say the line once a year is gonna get you. Jump out of a tree or something on you. It spooked me a little bit, I'll tell you that.
A lot of stories, but some of them are true. It's a thing.
That one, I don't think they attack people anymore, but get them hungry enough, they probably will. I don't want to find out.
That makes sense, yeah.
I think I got everything on here.
Yeah, there was 2 pages to the agenda. So.
I added the bridge to consideration.
I thought we were gonna do that next week.
I'm sorry, the semi.
Yeah, it's on there. It's on the second page of the agenda.
Okay. Oh, delete my note.
Have you ever thought about putting a spec house up at your place? Where to land up there? Yeah,
So,
we have quite a demand for housing.
yeah, like I said, my dad's more into that, but like the old Bookman house that's up on the corner of Flag and K-77. He bought that one from the grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
Knocked the old house down because it was in bad shape and built a new house.
Mm-hmm.
And the barn that was there, the old milky barn, it was probably a couple hundred years old. He had a Abilene and the line of joint training with the fire department. So they
Oh.
came over and broke it down for him, so they had a training there.
Yeah.
I had yellow sign back here.
Oh, because that's from.
It's always a big fight
Oh, definitely.
where I go. So the private land, They thin, clean, cut, forest a little bit. And then the reserve, I mean, you can't even, there's just logs everywhere. And I don't know why the forest fires happen. I'm like, probably all the kindling sitting on the ground.
Yeah, same thing in Arizona.
I don't know why they don't let them go in there and thin that out.
Well, it's just because of all the activists that want to fight them and say, hey, you're damaging it or you're impacting the
Oh,
whatever,
this is for the gen set today.
bloodsucker fish that, somebody seen one, so they won't let you in there.
Yeah.
Right now, they're suing all the ranchers in Gila County. The Center for Biodiversity is suing all the ranchers and the Forest Service in there.
This is what Oregon did. They lifted the wolf hunting ban on the west side of the state where there's no private land. All the ranchers on the east side.
Interesting.
Right.
Explain that. I was told, that's what the owner told me last year.
So, you're taking. The two resolutions.
Mhm.
These.
Yeah,
You didn't bring it with me.
don't worry about it. Next week, the session will be a little longer.
Why was on there?
Cool.
Oh.
So what?
Coma. I thought there'd be a little more discussion this morning, so,
It's okay.
yeah, you never know.
I mean, we're getting through budget here, so it's.
Yes.
I think I'll be gone. We'll be gone Tuesday and Thursday, Wednesday though.
Okay.
Here. So if anything were to come up.
Should
Put it in the dish, right?
be fairly quiet, so.
I was thinking of a storm or something crazy.
Yeah, I don't think it should be too bad, so.
Morning, Tim. How are you?
All right.
Good.
Monday.
Oh, yes.
10 sings at church.
Huh?
10 sings at
Tim
church.
does?
Yeah,
I did not.
pretty
I
good.
didn't know that either.
Yeah. One time he was up there by himself.
Really? Sing
Yeah.
solo?
Yeah, I don't know if anybody knew that.
Oh, I didn't know
What'd you sing for your solo?
that. Hey, Maria.
I thought you sing solo.
I never sing solo.
I thought you did one day. Oh, no, I guess the pianist was there with you.
You put in a request.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm messaging Father Peter right
Okay.
now.
Everyone else is able to still eat one time in my tent.
There you go.
I think what it is I'm so loud that it sounds,
It works. Oh, shoot.
There you go. Our planning and zoning director is also the singing.
He's-
player.
He's the singer. We ever need a singing thing going
There we go.
on.
Have to go.
Reveille one maybe.
There you go.
Yeah.
I signed on the radio once when I was young. Someone called in and said, well, we don't mind the static on the radio so much anymore.
Now, Lynn, you're an excellent singer, so.
I wouldn't be able to do it, I'll tell you that.
That's why you get like 12 guys up there like there were, and then that way you can't help people doing bad.
We've been at some that you can, so.
So we got a
You
pretty
need to
good
learn
choir.
some of those Italian songs, and then,
Oh, yes.
you know, if you miss a word, though, they don't know.
Yeah.
Or Norton. I was thinking there for a second, I was gonna have to do it today, or Lynn or somebody. There you go.
Had a birthday party for the granddaughter last night, and so she telling her she could pray, but she's pointing at everybody else, no.
You gotta take your chance or take your turn and learn it, so, yeah.
Well, we let her off the hook, so. Or Kyle did.
How old?
6.
Oh, the sun's the one that keeps us on track.
Really?
Yeah, you don't let it slide. We're eating, what are y'all doing? He does not let it slide. Last night, we only had 2 guys actually ride the bull, so.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, only 2 got a ride.
They stay on?
2 that stayed on.
Oh, 2 that stayed
The
on.
full ride, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully you get a,
Well, that's pretty good, though.
wasn't bad.
Shows you got, have
The
good
big guy,
livestock.
one of the, I guess, really good ones, he fell off. We didn't get quite a show, but it was good though.
Yeah. Did Dan come up this year?
Say again?
Did they do the motorcycle jumping?
I didn't stay. We had my nephews at my house, so I stayed till about 8:15. And I was like, I probably ought to go help my wife.
So they had a motorcycle jumping over sanitation truck. The kids were like, that is the coolest thing. Can we do that in our backyard?
Yeah.
We'll see. Not a waiter.
I'm gonna bring them Friday night. Probably, usually we just do the rides though. I mean, usually they're.
It only took an extra like 20 minutes.
When did the bands become $100 though? When did that start?
Are they
$100?
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
It used to be $25 or something. I remember I used to,
30 was less, I knew.
I think they're 100 now.
I went to the rodeo last night and they did have the motorcycle.
Did they?
Did they?
Good. Did you enjoy them?
Yeah,
They're pretty neat.
they're pretty talented, I can tell you that.
Did you ever have a motorcycle, Arden?
Huh?
Did you ever have a motorcycle?
Yeah, I did.
Somehow I figured you did. I don't know why.
I used to use it like a horse to gather cattle,
Oh, good. Yeah,
ride pasture.
sure.
You usually keep the wheels on the ground.
Closest thing I came to a wreck is I was going down the road one day and a coyote run right in front of me and I run over his back feet,
Oh,
Ooh,
geez.
wow.
but I didn't wreck it.
Wow.
And he just flipped right in front of me.
Hmm.
I stopped and went back and looked and I could see the indentation of it. Where my tire run over his.
Wow.
It says 35,
Say again,
35 for armbands.
35. Sometimes
5 for
100.
Sunday.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, we're down to a minute here.
You get 60 tickets for 100, maybe that's what you heard.
Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. They told me my kids went scouted it. We need 100. Maybe they were
$50.
trying to pull one on there.
Our van was so much cheaper, it's 35.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not so bad. Still $120 for 3 kids. Still not cheap.
You get 30 lemonades for $19, you're like,
And don't even get me started on the food.
yeah, it's just once a year. It's great.
I took them to McDonald's before we went. We're not buying a $20 burger, guys. You guys
Not
throw
even know.
half of it away.
3 lemonades for $19.
Let's get started here. Call this meeting to order. If we all rise from the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. If we all remain standing for the invocation and prayer. Arden?
Heavenly Father, come to you today thanking you for the cooler weather than what we had there for a while last week. That's much more pleasant for the people at the fair and everybody else that's out working. And so we thank you for that. We also thank you for the moisture that we've had. Lord, I just thank you for all the people that are coming to our fair. It looks like a great turnout, and people go to a lot of work and putting that on, and so it's a good attraction for our county. Heavenly Father, we've got an election coming up, and I just pray for wisdom and that each and every voter can sift through the information that's being put out and determine what's fact and what's fluff, Lord, and so we can get the right people elected. I just thank you for our free country that we can have an election like that. And I thank you for our country, Lord. We've got the best country in the world. There's no doubt about that. Even though we do have some problems, and we just pray that we can be patient and work through whatever problems that we do have and seek your will and your guidance. I just pray that commissioners can seek your will in decisions that they make and that your Holy Spirit will guide them. And I thank you for all the employees and people that work to make our county and city and state work. We need public servants, and we thank you for that. Heavenly Father, I just thank you again for this time, and I just pray that you'd bless each and every person here this morning. And we pray that in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Maybe seated. On to the approval of the agenda, we had one addition today. We have resolution 073026, temporary moratorium decision. We'll go into that more detail as we get to it. Resolution 073026A, declaring the following list of personal property as surplus. Excuse me. We'll hold a public hearing for CUP 26-09 to allow establishment of bed and breakfast facility located at 2500 Avenue. We will also then consider the same CUP 26-09. Also, consideration of purchase of a generator for the transfer station. Consider authorizing purchase for $75,000 on a used semi for the Public Works Department. That concludes our agenda. Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved. Seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Moving down to the consent agenda, minutes for the July 23rd meeting are provided in our packet. Payroll of $429,519.54. Hand checks for $1,060.84, and abated tax of $6,248.80. Do I have a motion to approve the consent?
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. The motion carries. Moving down to commissioner comments and committee reports. Ron, you want to kick it off this week?
It's great to see our employees for the county out there working. I mean, you get up early this morning, they're out mowing our grass along the roadways. The maintainers are out on the roads, and it's just quite something to see the fine folks that we've got working for us and things they're doing. So we really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
This will probably be repeated a few times, but anyway, I did attend the parade and went out to the fair and such. And I mean, it's just good to see so many people in town, a lot of families getting together, but just good support. And as Arden mentioned in his prayer, a lot of people doing a lot of work and preparation. So there was just a lot behind the scenes to make something run that well and serve that many people. That's all I have.
Thank you, Lynn. I'm going to kind of ditto Lynn's. I got an opportunity to get shown some of the new facilities out at the rodeo grounds. They added a pavilion to their box suites and stuff. I thought it was a really cool setup. They're talking about all the improvements they're wanting to work on going forward. They picked up a couple big new sponsors, I think, that are helping a lot with that. And I just want to say I kind of have to ditto. I think they put a lot of effort into it. I'm told now we got the top 5 largest rodeo in the state. And I think we're probably 3rd or 4th is what I'm told now. So I think that's something we ought to be really proud of, and really excited that we have that here, right here in Abilene, right here in Dickinson County. So thank you. No petitions or proclamations. We'll go ahead and enter a brief period of public comment. County Administrator Janelle Dockendorf will read the rules, please.
For the Open Meetings Act, KSA 75-4317 and 75-4318A, as the elected board, the county commission is not allowed to meet or make any decisions without posting the meeting. They are only allowed to act on items on the agenda which they set. During the regular meeting, the county commission may allow for public comments on items not listed on the approved agenda. It is at the discretion of the county commission if they allow comments on agenda items. If you wish to provide comments, please come forward to the podium and state your name and address. If you are online, raise your hand and we will unmute you. Please state your name and address. Each person may speak for 3 minutes. The allotted time will start after the speaker has given his or her name and address. Public comments shall be addressed to the county commission only and not to the speaker or the audience. Only the county commission will be permitted to ask the speaker questions. The public comment period is not a back and forth discussion with the county commission. You should make your views and input known to them, but it is not a time to ask them questions. You should not expect them to respond to your comments. Comments may express support or agreement with the previous speakers, but in the interest of time, please do not repeat the same information. You may state something to the effect of your name and address, and you agree with the previous speaker. It is important to maintain a respectful, non-threatening atmosphere for anyone who would like to speak. Please do not engage in such actions as cheering, booing, clapping, insult threats, etc.
Thank you. Do we have any public comments at this time?
We haven't, Zoom has been updated, so it looks a little different, so I can't just throw the attendees over.
I do not believe we have any public comments at this time. Go ahead and close the public comment section. Reports from county officers. Start with County Administrator General Dockendorf.
Commissioners, I was going to report that we have departments that were live testing the chatbot for county website. It is now up. So it's kind of a cool little feature that we're utilizing, and hopefully it helps. If there's any issues with that, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. The Public Works Department is Durapatching in the city of Solomon. They'll be reimbursed for that work. So that's something that we do on a regular basis for some of our communities. They are also installing tubes in Sherman Township. Mowing is continuing on the county road. So yes, we appreciate the moisture, but it also brings back the weeds. But we're working on that. The appraiser's office is working on the land analysis and the neighborhood review that's going to be sent to PVD. And as has been mentioned, this is Fair Week, so we have the emergency management trailer out there. And then EMS and sheriff departments continue to be out there all this week as well. So do you have any questions for me?
I believe so. Thank you, Janelle. Notices communications, County Clerk Jennifer Gage.
As of this morning, we had 618 in-person voters and 174 by mail ballots sent. Early voting ends at noon on August 3rd. And then for those who are interested in viewing the results on election day, I wanted to let everybody be aware that those will be posted after all precincts have returned their ballots back to the county clerk's office. And I will post them on the website and put a link on our Facebook page.
Thank you. All right, go ahead and get started here. So first up, we have resolution 073026, providing a temporary moratorium on commercial data centers, battery energy storage systems, large-scale renewable energy technology development, with the exception of those currently defined and enabled in Article 21 of the zoning regulations within the unincorporated area of Dickinson County, Kansas. Tim, you want to go ahead and come up?
Tim Hamilton, Planning and Zoning. This is one that I had discussed with you last week at your study session. And basically the Planning Commission is in agreement with the County Commission in going ahead and doing a 3-year moratorium, 1 year to address each of the uses that are listed. It really doesn't I was gonna say, it doesn't really matter what comes after the data centers that are currently being looked at now. But right, I think that the motion that was made at the planning commission meeting was the order of data centers, battery energy storage, and then the alternative energy. But with that, do you all have any questions for me?
So just for clarification for the public, this does not mean after 1 year, it's automatically approved.
No.
For the second year, it's just giving a structure or timeline to consider each.
Just to give them some sort of framework to work, a timeframe to work within. If they go over it, then they can, there's a little bit of wiggle room there beyond a year, for each. It may go beyond a year a little bit for each, but it may not. My thinking is it's probably going to be a lot less time than just a year for a couple of these. So, but I think that the year gives a good, reasonable amount of time to address these issues.
Any questions, Ron?
Good. And as of now, there's not any applicants out there that have made any official application for any of these.
None of those uses.
Okay.
And this does reflect kind of what other area counties have also adopted for moratorium on these. So I'd say Saline did kind of the same thing recently as well.
Okay. So then next year, we would hope to see some sort of regulatory, I guess, text amendment was how that would work, coming our way.
A resolution addressing an amendment to Article 21 for, like, let's say, data centers that give provisions either for them or outlining provisions to limit them or whatever it is that they end up doing. So.
All right. I feel like we've talked about this pretty in depth. I'm pretty up to date. I don't know if there's any other questions we want to ask Tim today. I think we're going to have more questions in a year, I think, is where the real ones are going to come.
Yes.
Okay. Without further ado, do we have a motion to approve resolution 073026?
I'll make a motion to approve this.
So moved by Ron. I'll go ahead and second that motion. Any more discussion before vote? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. If you will inform the planning and zoning board, please.
Yes.
And I appreciate the work they do because I know they've got a lot to consider and a lot of issues, and
Yeah.
I know they take it very, very serious and
Yeah.
have a good balance of representation from throughout the county that serve on that board.
Good. So we'll hear back for how that's going then.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and move on. Resolution 073026A, declaring the following listed personal property as surplus. I reviewed this before the meeting. This is pretty procedural. I know we do this every year. Any questions on this, commissioners? Let's try to find it.
So Purple Wave, Janelle, is kind of the route we'll go on this.
Yes, yes. No, and there's quite a few vehicles on there. We've got some law enforcement equipment. We've got a trailer, a mixer that was in the jail that's not being used, a carpet cleaner, and then a message board for one of those that's being replaced. So there's quite a bit of vehicles and equipment on there, but they're no longer in need for county services. So this is our procedure to do that.
Some people might look at this and go, oh, 2021 Dodge Durango, but I'm pretty sure that was a law enforcement.
Correct.
Correct. It's probably got quite a bit of miles on it.
So Janelle, once that goes to the auction, you receive the money back. Does it just go into a general fund?
No, so we try to put it back against the fund that the original purchase was made out of. So for instance, the trailer came out of machinery, would go back there. The vehicles, if we used money from asset forfeiture, they would go back to the asset forfeiture fund, or would go back to the capital equipment fund, depending on where the funds came out of originally.
No questions, Commissioner?
I'm gonna go ahead and make the motion. We adopt resolution 073026A to declare the listed properties as surplus.
So heard motion. I'll second that. If anybody's curious, you can find this online, I believe. So if you're curious what's on that list, I encourage you to go look. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries. Okay. I think I have to motion for public hearing. I just have to state that. At this time, we're going to open to a public hearing on CUP 26-09 to allow the establishment of bed and breakfast facility generally located at 768 2500 Avenue at the request of Sunflower Property Rentals LLC. Public hearing is open. Go ahead.
This will be basically consideration of a conditional use permit, similar to what you all heard a couple of months ago, expansion of the existing bed and breakfast. This is a new establishment of a new bed and breakfast facility. As I mentioned last week, Lynn, I don't think you were here, but I had mentioned last week that the Planning Commission and I are going to start looking at uses that we feel, could potentially be administratively approved rather than conditionally approved through a conditional use permit. So like one of the uses would be a bed and breakfast at a single family home. There's no real impact at all to the traffic in that area. That's the main thing that you would really, really concerned with as far as the CUP. But in this, it is addressed as a conditional use in our listed as a conditional use in the zoning regs. So that's why this is the Planning Commission and staff both are in support of this, and they're recommending unanimously to approve this request. And I believe the applicant is here.
My understanding, the surrounding neighbors that were notified and
Yes.
such are comfortable with,
Yes.
you didn't have any objections.
No, in fact, we had a couple of them that were very much in support that came.
Anything else concerning CUP 26-09? I want to make a comment on what you talked about, but
And the property owner is here if there's any question.
pretty straightforward. Building a bed and breakfast at a home you own. Okay. All right. Do we have a motion, or I'm sorry, I'm gonna go ahead and close the public hearing for CUP 26-09. And now I would ask for a motion to consider CUP 26-09. What we just talked about in the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to approve CUP 25069 09
26.
I'm sorry.
09.
26.09.
So moved,
I'll second that.
seconded. Any more discussion?
Just kind of for clarification, that's the property at 768 2500 Avenue.
That's correct.
And what I understand is kind of in the general area that Chisholm Trail Golf Course used to be.
Yeah.
Just speak of, maybe not right on it, but
It's actually on the screen right now.
Yeah.
yes.
So move, we have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay.
Well, thank you to the owner that's doing this. I always appreciate the investment in the community, and glad to have you up here, and I think it's a good thing.
Absolutely. Likewise. To what you talked about, Tim, I know we're getting a little bit off agenda here, but is that something that the planning and zoning would like to do a text amendment on?
Yeah, that would be something when, in addition to all the other stuff that
Yeah.
we're doing, this would be something that I've been approached by a couple of commissioners that have, and I think that there's a list of not just this use, but our whole list of conditional uses has not been looked at since 2008. So I think it would be a good idea for the commissioner, planning commission and I to go through that list and see what could be administratively approved by staff, so if somebody comes in and says, I want a bed and breakfast, all I have to do is just give them like a certificate of like what I do for home occupations or something like that. and not have to necessarily go through this process. But, and that's something that we're gonna probably look at doing here once we get all this other stuff.
Sure. And so you got a lot on your agenda.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Tim. Next order of business is the consideration of purchase of a generator for the transfer station. I don't have an amount here.
So it's 14,875, and Linder Electric is the low bid. We see bids from Linder, from Kaufman. I cannot see. Oh, it's 17,261.38, and Swenson is 19,600. So and that would include a 20 kW Cummins transfer switch tied to our service and the
I
pad.
just wanted to give a number on it.
You said 14,875?
Yep.
That's what I wrote. Yep. I know we've talked about this. Sound like we were open with it last week. Essentially, the generator went down. We got to replace it.
Sure.
So I'm going to go ahead and make a motion then. I would motion to approve the purchase of a generator for transfer station in the amount of 14,875 and award that bid to Linder Electric.
I'll second it.
Second, any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Next order of business is the consideration of authorizing up to $75,000 for the purchase of a used semi for the Public Works Department. We discussed this at length in the study session. The reason we were given is that we are entering a period where we need to start delivering rock, and we have a semi down. That's a belly dump. So not a very practical application to fix it in time. So we're considering replacing or adding a new one, or sorry, a used one. I also brought up fixing the one we have so we don't really have this maybe happen again. We can have I'd love to hear some follow-up on that, and if you guys do decide to go that route. I'm going to open up for discussion.
I think what you mentioned as an option for the future to have that taken care of, it makes sense. And we're fortunate we have the abilities to do that in-house pretty much and such. So I think that was a great suggestion. And Road and Bridge, they seemed receptive to going that route.
Yeah. 10,000 beats 75. So I guess that's how I look at it. Could save us down the road. Any more discussion, commissioners? Do I got a motion to approve authorizing the 75,000?
So moved.
Seconded. I'll go ahead and second that. Any more discussion? Well, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carried. I believe that concludes our business for today, commissioners. Any other topics before we adjourn?
I would move we adjourn.
Seconded. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We are adjourned.
Did you get that signed, I guess? Or she gave you one?
I think
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.